Florida this holiday weekend as Hurricane Dorian continues to gain strength. Already a major Category 3. Rob Marciano standing by with the brand new track just in. As residents rush to stock up on supplies, police escorting fuel trucks, concerns about a gas shortage, NASA even pulling its launcher from the pad. The travel impacts already being felt, where evacuations have just been ordered and hurricane warnings just went up. New tonight from the White House, President Trump's personal secretary, one of his closest aides, forced to resign after revealing personal details about the first family to reporters. The autopsy is in, authorities revealing a deadly drug cocktail killed a major league pitcher found unresponsive in his hotel room. The 911 drowning outrage, a dispatcher on her final day, what she said to a woman stranded in her car as floodwaters rise.
This will teach you next time, don't drive in the water.
That woman would not survive. Tonight, the investigation. The mystery deaths at a VA hospital. At least one homicide confirmed. Several other suspicious deaths. What's going on and who's to blame? And never give up. The lucky lottery player who is now a multi-millionaire and the simple strategy that finally paid off 3 decades later.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
And good evening. It's great to have you with us on a busy Friday night. I'm Tom Yamas, in for David. And we begin with Hurricane Dorian growing to an extremely dangerous Category 3 storm and now taking a menacing turn towards Florida. Take a look at the track. Dorian is expected to grow even stronger before striking the east coast of the Sunshine State. A weather satellite capturing flashes of lightning inside the churning storm. And in Florida right now, there's a frantic rush to get people ready, collecting sandbags and boarding up windows. Parts of Cocoa Beach already looking like a ghost town. Gas stations are running dry. Fuel trucks are replenishing supplies under police escort in West Palm Beach. And with the threat of storm surge, boats headed out of Fort Lauderdale to safer harbors. ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano starts us off, tracking it all on the beach in Melbourne, Florida tonight. Rob, good evening.
Good evening, Tom. As you mentioned, Dorian now a Category 3 storm, a dangerous and potentially damaging hurricane, now less than 600 miles from this Florida coastline. Here you see it on the satellite imagery. It has made that westerly turn. The eye very distinct, 30 miles across is a distinct signature of a hurricane. And now hurricane warnings have been posted for the northwestern Caribbean. That's where some of the warmest water is, 85 to 90 degrees. That's why we anticipate further strengthening into a Category 4 status. The official track for the National Hurricane Center and timing does slow it down once again. We're looking at late Monday into Tuesday morning for a potential landfall with this as a damaging hurricane and then making that right turn toward the north. But a lot of uncertainty once again. These computer models that we continue to watch have not come into agreement. The two most important ones, the American GFS and that European model, are not agreeing. The GFS takes it well inland with a complete landfall. That Euro keeps it offshore. Both of them slow it down. So a long duration event. The question is landfall or offshore. We are hoping for offshore. And I've talked to emergency managers today, Tom, and they tell me they're not taking any major action because of this until at least tomorrow. Tom?
And that's why we're going to be tracking it all weekend. All right, Rob, thank you. More than 17 million people in Florida are bracing for Dorian to arrive. And it's not just homes and businesses that are being battened down. Airports, construction sites, even the Kennedy Space Center is high on alert. ABC's Gio Benitez is in Miami again for us tonight.
Tonight, residents along Florida's East Coast boarding up. The clock ticking on final preparations as more than 17 million residents wait for word on evacuations.
If you're in an evacuation zone and you're ordered to evacuate, please do so.
Many cities, including Miami, handing out free sandbags. Hurricane Irma is fresh on Gabriel Velasquez's mind.
When Irma came, the whole apartment, the whole complex, the first floor was flooded. Yeah. So to prevent that, this year I'm getting sand.
The hunt for fuel is on. In southwest Miami-Dade, long lines at 2 a.m. And they're not letting up. By midday, pumps running dry at more than half of the gas stations in the Miami-Fort Lauderdale area. I'm looking for gas myself, but at the stations with no lines, well, that's because the pumps are covered up. They've run out of gas. The Florida Highway Patrol now escorting tankers bringing in more fuel. In Fort Lauderdale, a parade of boats heading to safer water. At the Kennedy Space Center, NASA moving that 400-foot mobile launcher from the launch pad to inside the vehicle assembly building. The Florida Air National Guard flying F-15 Eagles from Jacksonville to safety in Ohio. This is the view from inside the eye of Dorian, now a Category 3 storm. Our station, WFTV, with the hurricane hunters as they gathered data 45,000 feet up Thursday.
That is the central dense overcast of Hurricane Dorian. Right now, our drop sonde is falling through the atmosphere, taking measurements.
Back on land, crews securing the construction cranes that dot the South Florida skyline, making sure they can stay balanced and rotate in the wind. Hurricane Irma sent cranes spinning and several snapped, including this one in Miami.
And Gio Benitez joins us now. Gio, a very busy scene there behind you. That gas station just got a fuel delivery?
That's right, Tom, and that's why this one here is just so popular. In fact, you can see that line forming right there on the road there. You know, we just checked Gas Buddy, and it says that here in the Miami area, more than 60% of gas stations have no gas. Tom.
Gio Benitez live in Miami for us. Gio, thank you. And before Dorian reaches the U.S. mainland, it will barrel through the Bahamas, where hurricane warnings are now in place. Flights are expected to be canceled there. The leading edge of transportation disruptions on the way here as well. As of now, the Orlando airport will be closed on Monday morning. Amtrak trains suspended already in Florida, and cruise ships are being rerouted. ABC's Marcus Moore is in the Bahamas tonight. Marcus, good evening.
Tom, good evening. They are preparing for a direct hit here in this part of the Bahamas. You can see they've cleared out the marina just behind me. No boats here. And hurricane warnings have just been posted. Evacuation orders are also in effect at this popular U.S. vacation spot. We're told most tourists have already left, and we should start to feel the effects of Dorian late tomorrow. And some cruise liners are trying to figure out where to send their ships on the way to the Bahamas or back to Florida. And we have seen people frantically boarding up homes and businesses here. And you can see the line at the supermarket where people were stocking up on food and supplies. The storm surge is expected to be as high as 15 feet on this island. They are preparing for the worst. Tom?
Marcus Moore in Abaco, Bahamas for us tonight. Marcus, thank you. We do move on out of that staffing shakeup at the White House. President Trump's personal assistant at his side since day one of his administration has been forced to resign. ABC's Kira Phillips joins us now. And Kira, the president just spoke about what happened.
That's right, Tom. Her name is Madeleine Westerhout, and she's been the president's chief gatekeeper here at the White House. She actually sits right outside the Oval Office, but she was forced out after the president learned that she was sharing potentially embarrassing details about the Trump family during an off-the-record dinner with reporters. Now, moments ago, the president told me that he just got off the phone with Westerhout and that the president said she was having a bad night drinking. And you just don't say those things that she said, Tom.
Kira Phillips with that new reporting tonight. Kira, thank you. And now to the new details in the sudden death of Major League Baseball's Tyler Skaggs. The autopsy report revealing the Angels' starting pitcher died of an accidental overdose. Here's ABC's Adrian Bankert.
Tonight, a Texas medical examiner reveals the cause of death for Major League Baseball's Tyler Skaggs. A toxicology report shows the young Los Angeles Angels pitcher suffocated after ingesting a mix of alcohol and the opioids oxycodone and fentanyl. The death was ruled an accident.
Tyler Skaggs taking the mound for the Angels.
Skaggs' sudden passing in July stunned the league and baseball fans. The 27-year-old newlywed was found dead in his Dallas hotel room the same day the team was set to play the Texas Rangers.
It's a possible death investigation.
His family tonight demands answers, saying in a statement, "We will not rest until we learn the truth about how Tyler came into possession of these narcotics, including who supplied them."
Tom, the Angels say that they're deeply saddened to learn of the cause of Skaggs' tragic death and that they're fully cooperating with the investigation. Tom?
Adrian Bankert for us. Adrian, thank you. And the brother of the world's best gymnast facing murder charges. 24-year-old Army specialist Tevin Biles Thomas, seen in a photo on Twitter with younger sister and Olympian Simone Biles, has been charged with murder and other offenses in a triple homicide at a New Year's Eve Airbnb party in Cleveland. Biles has not directly commented on her brother's arrest. We turn next to the investigation into suspicious deaths at a VA hospital in West Virginia. One patient confirmed to have died from insulin injections, although he was not diabetic. And there appears to be many others like it now under investigation. Here's ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas.
The sudden death of 82-year-old Felix McDermott, a Vietnam veteran here at the Clarksburg VA hospital, is now at the center of a horrifying mystery. Last year, authorities say someone at the hospital injected McDermott with insulin even though he was not diabetic, and it killed him. The medical examiner flatly saying the manner of death is homicide, after being administered by an assailant.
We want to know. We need answers, and the family needs answers.
McDermott is one of potentially 11 veterans who died at that hospital under suspicious circumstances, and there's now a broad federal investigation that includes the FBI. His family has filed a wrongful death claim, alleging the other patients were also injected with insulin that they did not need.
There's a complete system failure here that would allow this many people to be killed without any accountability.
McDermott's family members say investigators have told them a person of interest has now been identified, and the hospital says the investigation does not involve any active employee. Tom?
Pierre, thank you. We turn overseas now to an ABC News investigation. Tonight, with so much attention on China's response to pro-democracy protesters in Hong Kong, tonight China's treatment of a mostly Muslim ethnic minority, the Uyghurs, is in the spotlight. More than 1 million Uyghurs are believed to have vanished into what the U.S. government calls internment camps. ABC's Bob Woodruff and his team traveled to China trying to find out what's really going on there.
We are on the hunt for China's now infamous re-education centers, places the United States government calls internment camps and what others call concentration camps. We have seen glimpses in satellite images, but the Chinese government keeps the camps hidden from the world, blocking us at nearly every turn.
There's a guy's running at us right here.
Hello?
Hey, how are you?
These are the faces of some of the people held captive in those camps. Pictures clutched by their frantic loved ones in neighboring Kazakhstan.
My mother.
That's your mother. What happened to her? I hope to see her alive, she says. The 1 million missing are Chinese citizens condemned for the crime of being Muslim, part of a large ethnic minority group, the Uyghurs.
Just show us exactly about how he was cuffed.
We speak with former prisoners as they demonstrate the severe postures they say they were forced to hold for hours. Later, we go to meet Gulzira Alkan, who was confined in 3 different camps, separated from her 5-year-old daughter the whole time. For 2 years, you didn't see your mom? We try to locate the 3 camps where Gulzira lived.
We can't go there because this government official's with us. Follows us everywhere with a car.
The Chinese government denies Uyghurs are being held prisoner in concentration camps. They take ABC producer Jerry Wagshall on an official tour of what they call a vocational center. That resembles a small college campus, dorms with basic bunk beds, a cafeteria. Uyghurs we are allowed to interview speak in eerily similar sound bites. I applied to come here, he says. I came here voluntarily. If not for the government, I would someday become a terrorist. Experts say scenes like this have been staged for Western cameras. ABC News reached out to the Chinese government with 2 pages of questions. Their response, short and pointed. None of the claims listed in the questionnaire corresponds with facts. No rumors and lies will hold water in front of the truth.
It's difficult to find out what's going on in those camps intentionally because the Chinese government doesn't want you to know.
That was Bob Woodruff and his team reporting across the globe on that story. Bob, our thanks to you. Back here at home now, in a medical alert, the CDC and the FDA have joined together to issue recommendations about vaping tonight, warning people not to buy e-cigarette products off the street, modify e-cigarette products, or add any substances such as THC or cannabis. The CDC is investigating 215 cases of pulmonary illness among users of e-cigarettes in 25 states, most of them involving teens and young adults. And there's still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Friday. The 911 drowning outrage. A dispatcher on her final shift, a woman trapped in rising floodwaters, and the shocking things that dispatcher can be heard saying. Plus, the police officer and the disturbing video now under investigation, seen kicking a suspect on the ground in the face. And we reported on this last night. Tonight, one school district sounding the alarm about school bus safety as America's kids head back to school. Stay with us.
Here. Here. Here.
Being here matters, but the